What's up, YouTube? We will be getting started very shortly. I just got to get this stuff loaded up, and I'm fired up today. Anytime I talk about links, by the way, links in the description for you over here on YouTube. We're going to be going live on YouTube and TikTok. We're going to talk about some real things that are going on in this financial world today. That's what we're going to do. You ready? We're going to talk about some real stuff. If you can't handle real stuff, today is not for you. Tell you that much. We'll look at some charts too a bit later to see where we think price direction is going. Boy, I'm fired up today. Go over here. Where are we at? Where'd I go? We'll get started in just a minute. Fired up today. What's up, everybody? I am fired up today. We're going to go over some real things today. You may not be able to handle this. If you can't handle getting real about what's going on in this financial world, this stream today is not for you, because we're going to get real today. I'm going to show you some serious things that show you what is going on out here, what is actually going on. It's a lot more corrupt than you and I even believe. I'm going to show you some things that, just tying it all together, it's stranger than fiction, okay? Stranger than fiction. We're going live here on TikTok and YouTube. We're going to get at this today. Send in those likes. Let's get this sucker going up. Get it up to 100 likes. We're going to look at some real stuff today. I'm going to start by doing this. Look at this. This right here, Visual Capitalist, all of the world's money and markets in one visualization. Now, this was published back in 2020. If you don't know about this, you got to know about this. Let me go down and show you some. All of the world's money and markets in one visualization. By the way, if you want to see this whole screen at all times, go over here. We're streaming live on YouTube, Daily Crypto Bull over there. All right, check this out. So look at this. This is in 2020, so this has gone up since then. Here's silver. Here's crypto back in 2020. It's obviously gone up since then. Each one of these little things represents about 100 billion, okay? Each one of these little squares represents about 100 billion. Let me show you something. Military spending, okay, that was 2020. The deficit, coins and banknotes, okay, cool. Fed balance sheet, okay, that's obviously gone up a shitload since then. Billionaires, gold, stick around. You're going to want to see this. This is going to get crazy. Fortune 500, that's how much each one of these squares is, 100 billion. Stock markets, okay, getting pretty hefty there. Look at this one. This is where we start. Look at this. This is back in 2020. This is the money supply in 2020. We know that this is basically doubled. But let me show you something back here in 2020. So if this is all the money supply, check this out. Look at this next category. Global debt. So how should global debt be bigger than this? You know, maybe it should be. Should it be really a lot larger than the entire money supply? Should it be? Let me show you something. Send in some likes. Pump this thing up to several hundred likes. We're at 1,400 likes. Come on. What I'm going to show you today is absolute gold. Look at this. Money supply. This is what we got. Global debt. How much bigger is global debt than money supply? Oh my goodness. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Here's the money supply. To go back, we're just getting started. We are just getting started. This is the money supply back in 2020. Here was the global debt in 2020. Look at that. What is that? That's at least double, right? All right, global real estate. Here we go. That's actually a real asset. There we go. Interesting. Global wealth. Okay, there we go. Interesting. Keep doing that for a while. Here's where it gets nasty. Here's where our problems lie right here. This is where they lie. Derivatives. Do you guys know what a derivative is? Do you know? Look at this. What's a derivative? A derivative is a contract between two or more parties that derives its value from the performance of an underlying asset, index, or entity. What does that mean? You know what a derivative is? It's nothing. It's a piece of paper that represents something, but it's not actually backed by it, right? If I have a mortgage, well, that's not a derivative, right? That's not a derivative. That's an actual debt. That's an actual asset, right? That's an actual debt, an actual asset backed by actual real estate. But you know what a derivative is when I sell you something based on the value of that real estate, and here it is, right? It's not backed by it, and you know what? I can sell it to you, and sell it to another person, and all those people have crap, and we create this massive leverage in the system. Let's check this out. Just to go back through, look at this. Here's the global money supply. Here's the money supply back in 2020, right here. That's it. Each one of those is 100 billion. That's the money supply. Here's global debt. Obviously, it's at least double. There's real estate, global wealth. Let's go to derivatives. These are all things that aren't represented by shit. They're not backed by anything. Look at this. Watch derivatives. This is 2020. It's way bigger now. I'm still scrolling, 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 still scroll. There we go. Finally, we reached the bottom. Look at that. These are derivatives. This right here, my friends, is what caused the 2008 financial crisis. Do you understand that? Let me show you something about Mr. Gary Gensler. Let me show you something about him real quick. You know who he is, Gary Gensler? I would hope so. I'd hope you know who Gary Gensler is. Let me minimize this. Look at this. Look at Gary Gensler here. He's the current chair of the the SEC, right? Did you know that he was a former investment banker at Goldman Sachs? At Goldman Sachs. Now, Obama appointed him to the CFTC under his watch. Gary Gensler worked at Goldman Sachs. Now he works at the SEC. Before that, he worked at the CFTC. Why would Gary Gensler go from being paid millions and millions of dollars working at Goldman Sachs to being paid almost nothing to go here and almost nothing to go here, right? Doesn't that make sense? Doesn't that start to make you wonder a little bit right there? Let's go down a little bit more. Gary spent 18 years, and at 30, he became one of the youngest persons to have ever made partner at the firm. This is Goldman Sachs. Now, stick around. Check this out. So Gensler left Goldman after 18 years when he was nominated by President Clinton and confirmed the U.S. Senate as the Assistant Secretary of Treasury. Why would you do that? Why would you go from this partner at Goldman Sachs making millions of dollars to getting paid almost nothing in doing this public servant job? For one, when you leave Goldman Sachs and go straight into a position like this, you're tax exempt. So he gets to sell all his assets at Goldman Sachs and get it all for free, no taxes to go in and do this and influence what happens to the rest of his stuff and his buddy's stuff. This is what happens over and over and over again. Check this out. In 99 and 2000, the under Treasury Secretary, Lawrence Summers, who I'm not even going to get into that guy, but holy moly, they fought to pass this. Look at this. Passage of the Commodity Futures Modernization Act, which exempted, hear this. Remember derivatives? Over-the-counter derivatives from regulation. Exempted. Over-the-counter derivatives from regulation. These are things that literally are backed by nothing. They're leveraged, the worst things in the world. Now, I'm not against leverage. I'm not against derivatives. But no regulation over derivatives so that their bank buddies can just go unabashed and have no limit on anything that they do and screw everybody and make a lot of money. That's exactly what happened. That's what happened to the 2008 financial crisis. Look at this. Treasury Department Gensler was awarded the agency's highest honor, the Alexander Hamilton Award for his service. Oh, cool. And then CFTC Gensler on 2009 pledging to work urgently to close the gaps in our laws to bridge much-needed transparency and regulation of over-the-counter derivatives? Are you kidding? Look at this. He in 99-2000, worked hard to make sure that it passed this thing that exempted over-the-counter derivatives from regulation. And he fast forward, look at what he's doing here. He has a quote, "We urgently close the gaps. We need to urgently close the gaps in our laws to bring much-needed transparency and regulation to over-the-counter derivatives." Look at this guy. You think that all of a sudden he had a change of heart? You think that he had a change of heart? No. This thing right here, over-the-counter derivatives without regulation, is what caused the 2008 financial crisis. That's what it was, because the CDOs and all the derivatives of the housing market going out and out and out, going up to all the way up to like 33x. Gensler, I want to say this again. You can't make this up. He fought for passage of the Commodity Futures Modernization Act, which exempted over-the-counter derivatives from regulation. Fast forward, here he is saying, "Oh, we need regulation for over-the-counter derivatives." Bull. Oh my God. You can't make it up. Can't make it up. Because look, we need to transform the $400 trillion financial derivatives market that were at the center of the 2008 financial crisis. Look at this. Derivatives. Boom. Every one of those is 100 billion. Boom. It's much, 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 much bigger than the entire global debt and the entire money. There's the money supply. Look, there's the money supply in 2020. in the derivatives. All these things that aren't even backed by a dollar or any asset or anything. Humongous. We're not done. We're not done. We are not done here. Check this out. I'm going to tell you about someone else that maybe you don't know. This guy, Henry Paulson. Who's Henry Paulson? Who's this? Well, let's see. Who's Henry Paulson? He's an American banker and financier who served as the 74th United States Secretary, Treasury, from 06 to 09. Oh, what an interesting time span, right? Great financial crisis. He gets in right at the beginning of it and leaves right at the end of it. Interesting timing. Let's give him benefit of the doubt. Check this out. He was the CEO of Goldman Sachs right before this. He went from CEO of Goldman Sachs making literally like almost $100 million a year to doing this job, which paid nothing. And you want to know what else? He did the same thing Gary did. He came here, and because he went from here to here, now he has to sell all of his assets in 2006. He has to sell all his assets in 2006, and he gets to do it tax-free because he's going to public service. He made $50 million saved in taxes by going and doing this, and he hopped out right at the beginning of the financial crisis when he knew the real estate market was going to drop. Oh, I'm going to get into this. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to tell you more about this. Let's scroll down a little bit. Let's learn a little bit more about Henry. There's not a lot more that I highlighted here because I want to tell you this. Here's what I want to tell you. I want to just sum it up. Listen to me here. Here's what Henry Paulson did. He was the CEO of Goldman Sachs. CEO of Goldman Sachs, okay? Goldman Sachs and all these investment banks, they created these CDOs, these derivatives like I've been talking about. They created these derivatives that went out and they're selling it and selling it and selling it and selling it. And then you know what they did in addition to that? So that's bad enough. They know they're selling shit. You know what they did in addition to that? You guys remember AIG? Remember AIG? AIG, lots of banks did this, but AIG, an insurance company, was also selling something called credit default swaps. So this is a way for people to insure themselves against a housing market collapse or an individual house going down or a CDO. So Goldman Sachs is selling these shit CDOs that they know are terrible. They're selling them, creating them, selling them, and at the same time going to other companies like AIG and betting against them with the credit default swaps. So they're selling these things they know are shit and they're going to fail and they're going to blow up like, oh, we're making so much money selling this shit and we're safe because we're going to go over here and we're going to bet against this thing. Oh my God. So we're going to get to win every single which way. And you know what Henry Paulson knew? Which is illegal as shit. No one went to jail. Henry Paulson went out to be a U.S. Secretary of Treasury. No experience. Coming straight, this Goldman Sachs CEO gets that massive tax benefit, and he comes out there. And so he does that, and then you know what happens? AIG starts going under. Remember AIG starting to go under, and then they got bailed out? Well, you know what? You know who led the charge of AIG getting bailed out? Henry Paulson. Henry Paulson. Why did he do that? Because Goldman Sachs had most of their credit default swaps with AIG. That's why he joined the Treasury in 2006 so that he could get ahead of all this stuff and push it in the way that was going to be best for him, his companies, his buddies, and everything like that. AIG had to pay Goldman Sachs every single penny of their credit default swaps. Every penny. Every penny. Because he pushed it through. They're selling shit. They create this financial crisis. Him and Gary Gensler especially, and some other people, made sure that there's literally no regulation on these over-the-counter derivatives, which is nuts because they are the biggest casino gamble in existence in this financial market. Are you guys getting this? Are you getting this? Everything is still set up like this. Like, this is the way people are. You want to know who brought on Gary Gensler? Like, Obama brought him in. Like, I like Obama. I liked Obama. But as I dive deeper into this, I realized, wow, everybody is just the same. It's the same shit over and over. These big, rich, financial Wall Street people come in to serve in the Treasury, come in to serve in the public service, in the financial sector, right, of the government, and they do it to completely benefit themselves. And that's why this gap between the rich and the poor keeps getting bigger and bigger, and the poor and the middle class always have to pay the bill. I'm just fired up today. Because we have this going on right now. Where'd Janet Yellen come from? Huh? Where'd Janet Yellen come from? Where'd Jerome Powell come from? Huh? Where'd these people come from? Huh? Interesting. You just can't make it up because it's just so in our face. It's so in our face that either we're just so used to it or it's just like, I can't believe it. Like it's because there's nothing we can do about it because the president and these other people, they just get to like assign people to these very, very crucial roles. Bush brings up Henry Paulson and puts him in the Secretary of Treasury. He has no experience with any of this stuff. Brings him in there straight from the CEO of Goldman Sachs, and it was 2006, so he gets to literally get all this tax savings at $50 million and keep all that money. And get ahead of it because he's like, all right, we're going to have to fight this. I'm going to have to be in here. I'm going to have to be an inside man. He's an inside man to steer this whole thing from the government and create a bailout for his company and make sure that they get paid from their betting against their own bullshit that they're making with AIG and other places offering credit default swaps, AIG especially. It's just, it's egregious. It's egregious. You need to be financially literate. You need to understand how to protect yourself because no one is out here to protect you at all. No effing way. Let's get into some more stuff. I'm just fired up today. I'm just so fired up today. So that's that. Let's look at something else. U.S. debt. U.S. debt. Look at this. U.S. national debt. 31 trillion, and it's going up. You know why it's going up? You know why it's going up? Interest payments. Interest payments. Where's the Fed interest rate at today? That's the balance sheet. Interest rate, let me refresh this because the interest rate is now over 4%. Check this out. Hold on. They haven't refreshed it. The interest rate, what's the date today? The interest rate is going to be 4.25% for this, right? Look at this. This is the national debt. 31 trillion. Do you understand that the government has to pay interest on this because of treasury bonds? You know what treasury bonds are? It's literally how they get money. Every dollar comes out with a debt on it, with interest payment. Every dollar can't actually be repaid because every dollar that gets made in response to this debt has to be paid back with more than that dollar. See what I'm saying? It's just, it's absolutely bananas, bonkers, BS, right? Let's go on to something maybe a little bit better. Let's go on to this. Here's crypto. What's the total market cap of crypto? All cryptos, there's 22,000 cryptos. The entire market cap is about 848 billion. 848 billion. Look at the government's balance sheet alone. The debt, rather, 31 trillion. What is 800 billion out of 31 trillion? It's over here. It doesn't even have one of these numbers. It's over here. It's not even 1 trillion, right? So it's what? What is that? Maybe 2%? 2% of the national debt, maybe? Look at this. This is the entire crypto market cap, all 22,000 cryptos on CoinMarketCap here. This is the entire market cap. Let me show you something. 848 billion. Look at this. Here is the market cap of Apple. One company, 2.166 trillion with a T. That's the entire market cap of one company. Where are we in crypto? 848 billion? Wait a minute. That means Apple's worth 2.5 times more than all of crypto combined? That's not Bitcoin. That's all 22,000 cryptos. Now Bitcoin's obviously the biggest market cap, right? 335 billion. ETH is at 155. Look at that. 848 billion. One company, Apple, 216 trillion. Microsoft, 1.85. Saudi Aramco, 1.8. Alphabet got back over 1 trillion. Amazon keeps dropping, but it's still down here. Look at gold. This precious metal, 11.9 trillion. And I think Bitcoin on its own, give it 10 to 15 years, is going to get to a market cap of gold. Where are we right now? 848 billion. And I'm saying within 10 to 15 years, Bitcoin's getting to this. Just Bitcoin, not including the other cryptos. So we're talking, what's Bitcoin at right now? What's the Bitcoin market cap? 335. So what is that? 10, 20, 30. It's about a 30x. I think Bitcoin in 10 to 15 years, does it sound crazy from Bitcoin down here getting a 30x? What would that put Bitcoin at? Maybe 500,000? 500,000? Interesting. Very, very interesting, right? So are we late? Are we too late to crypto? Or are we early? Or are we somewhere in between? If you believe in crypto, what do you think? You think we're early? You think we're late? If you think crypto's going to zero, then what are you even doing here? But if you look at this, 848, one company. Yes, it is a major company, right? Everyone's got the phone. There's a lot of people have the phone. A lot of people have the computer. It's a major part of a lot of people's lives, this one company. Absolutely. But look at, if you understand crypto and blockchain technology, what can it do? What can it do? What are the possible expressions of blockchain technology. We're talking about a technology. This is a company. We're talking about a technology like the internet. But can you buy shares of the internet? No, you can't. You can buy companies that are major internet companies. Here we go, Microsoft, Alphabet, Apple, and they do have hardware, obviously. Crypto can have hardware. Blockchain does this. Look at this. What is this? This is all centralized. What is this whole problem that we're looking at here, right? We got the CEO of Goldman Sachs being the Secretary Treasury and coming in and engineering all this stuff to protect himself, his buddies, and his company? Huh? That's centralized as hell. This is where we live. This is where we live. This, Gary Gensler, this is where we live. We live in centralization. We live in centralization. What is crypto? What is blockchain? You know what blockchain is? Transparency. Decentralization. Does that mean no centralization? No. It means a lot less centralization. Like decaf coffee still has a little caffeine in it. You know what I mean? This is transparency. That's what crypto is. What do you think? You think the world's going to keep putting up? You think the world's seriously going to keep putting up with this? With this obvious right-in-your-face corruption? These people leading the way for them and their buddies? Which is the way it's been for a long time. Do you think we're going to finally get sick of this stuff? Huh? That's why we're here. That's why we're in crypto, and we're early. And we're early. Are you kidding me? Entire market cap, all 22,000 cryptos, 848. What's Apple? 216. U.S. debt, 31 trill. Guess who's paying that bill? You and me. You and me. You and me. Not this guy. Not this guy. You and me. We're paying this thing. We're paying this thing. Absolutely egregious. Absolutely egregious. Where do we go now? Where do we go now? Let's go to crypto. Let's look at some of the crypto bubbles here today. I'm so fired up. Let me refresh this. What do we got for crypto today? What do we got? USDN, big red bubble today. I think it was a big green bubble yesterday. IMX, XCC, Bitcoin, Satoshi Vision. What do we got? A lot of red today. A lot of red today. Let's go look at Bitcoin. Let's look at the Bitcoin chart. What do we got? What is this thing? Let's go to Bitcoin. It just makes my blood boil today. I look at this. I look at decentralization. I look at the size of this, and I'm like, there's just no way. There's just no way. This gives power back to the people. This gives us more power. This helps shift the balance. Crypto and blockchain helps us shift the balance, right? So we don't have Gary over here being a partner at Goldman Sachs and then getting into the commodities, the CFTC, and then the SEC and the Undersecretary of the Treasury. Like, they don't go do this for the money. They do this for the power, because they do it for the money, because the power here allows them to make a shitload more money and their buddies. Gary Gensler, in case you just hopped on, let me show you something. Look at this. Look at what Gary did. Here's what Gary did. In 99-2000, he was the then undersecretary with, well, no, that was Larry Summers. Gensler and him, Larry Summers, another, oh my God, I'm not even going to get started. Gensler fought for the passage of the Commodity Futures Modernization Act, which, here's the big deal, which exempted. What does exempt mean? Leave out, exclude, don't touch, don't mess with, can do whatever it wants. Exempted over-the-counter derivatives from regulation. Derivatives are nothing. They are gambling pieces of garbage is what they are. Now, I'm not against derivatives. I'm not against leverage. But no regulation over this? Are you kidding me? So he wanted the exemption. Let's fast forward a bit. Now, what did he do after 09? 08, 09, when Obama put him to the CFTC? What's he quoted as saying? We're going to work to urgently close the gaps in our laws to bring much needed transparency and regulation to the over-the-counter derivatives. Wait a minute. You're telling me the same guy that fought his ass off to exempt this thing is now working to regulate it? Am I going to trust this guy? Do I believe his words? He fought to do this. Do I think that he all of a sudden had a change of heart and says, oh, I was wrong? He knew all the time. Do you think he's actually a good guy now? No. He just said, well, apparently it's going to have some regulation, so I better control it to make sure me and my buddies can still make a lot of money. God, Gary Gensler. Fuck you. Henry Paulson, even worse if possible. Let's go back. Decentralization, guys. Let's look at Bitcoin today. Let's look at the charts. What do we got? God, I'm just fired up. So here's Bitcoin. Here's the chart today. What do we see going on? Looks like, obviously, Lever Atlas here, 4-hour time frame. What are we at? 17,454. Turning down. Turning down. We had a sell signal come in. We're not below the zero line yet. Pretty crazy. Let's go to 1. Don't read Wikipedia. It's all opinion-based info. Well, what should we read? What should we read, man? What should we read? Tell me. What should we read? You go look that stuff up. Go look it up. You think that this is a lie? What? You don't think Gary did this? I know Gary did this. I know this. I went and looked up his Wikipedia to read this because I already knew this stuff. That's Henry Paulson. And they don't mention near enough about Henry. But this is all... I don't know, man. Where do you get your info? Get your info wherever you get it. You're right. Gary's a saint. Gary's a saint. Gary is a saint. You're right. Gary's a saint. Wikipedia is garbage. Gary's a saint. You're right. You're right, dude. Bitcoin. We're down here, pretty oversold. This is actually a pretty bullish signal here from a trading perspective, right? Because we have this. Check this out. Look at that low and this lower low. Low, lower low. Low, lower low. But look at the bottoms don't match it. Check that out. Look at that. Bottom, higher bottom. Low, higher low. Low, higher low. But the waves don't match. See that? Waves don't match. So that's what's called the hidden bullish divergence. What's going to happen here? Very good chance. This is on the 1-hour time frame. Decent chance this is looking bullish. I would probably wait for a bit of a regular bullish divergence, which is when we have a low and a lower low and the waves are shifted like this. Let me see if I can find one here for you. And I don't see one. Oh, here's a bearish divergence, right? We have a high and a higher high, but the waves are shifting down, showing change in direction. This is showing me that the market's trying to pull this down really hard, but it's not quite coming down to this level. So maybe we found a bottom here, and that makes sense. Let me go out to the 2-hour for Bitcoin. Check this out. Look at this. So what are we at? Right? You can see price got resistance, 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 resistance. Now we're coming down. It makes sense that it would be support. I'm seeing a lot of the same thing here, right? Because look at that wave, look at that wave. Low, higher low, higher low, but we got a wave and a lower down wave, right? So it's telling me market's trying to pull this down, but it wants to go up. So for me, I would be looking for a long opportunity here. By the way, drop in the comments. Put a 1 in the chat if you want to learn how to profit when price goes down. Because in this world, right? In this world where you got these guys, where'd I go? We got these guys just rigging the game, just absolutely rigging the game, right? What are you going to do? You going to stop them? I mean, you got to play the game a little bit. You got to know how to benefit yourself because they're out here trying to screw all of us, right? We got to learn how to benefit ourselves because that's the only thing we can really do. I can't go out here and make reform. I can't go out here and make this stuff change. We're talking about trillions of dollars influencing the way everything goes, and people and their buddies just making it all. If you want to learn how, like in this down market, you know how much Wall Street is making from this down market, from prices going down? They're making a ton. Do you know how to do that stuff? Most people don't. Most people don't. If you want to learn how to profit when price goes down, click the link in my bio and go take this masterclass. How I get Bitcoin and other crypto for free when price goes down, right? Here's my Discord group. Look at this. Where are we today? When was this? Let me go down here to the bottom, to the newest. And look at it, just pages and pages of this stuff. What do we got here? Degimon here, he got in an ETH trade. Look at that. Price went down. He made 24%, and he got free ETH. His profit was paid to him in ETH. He got free ETH because the price went down. Let's find another. Here's Smith. What happened here? XRP, price went down. He got in at 38.5, went down to 37.6. He made 22%. He got free XRP because the price went down. Ranjit, same thing with XRP, although he got paid his profit in Tether. Go take this masterclass. Learn how to do that stuff. Let's get back to the chart. Let's go to ETH. I mean, because listen, you think these guys aren't taking care of us, right? These guys are going to keep playing the same game they've been playing forever, just rigging it. I'm going from making millions of dollars at Goldman Sachs to being a very lowly paid public servant. Oh, I'm just trying to give back. Yeah, right. You're setting all this up for you and your buddies. We know it. We don't exactly understand exactly how, but it doesn't show. But after the fact, it's so obvious. So obvious, right? You got this guy. You got this guy. You know who this guy is? Henry Paulson. Henry Paulson. Who was he? He was the CEO of Goldman Sachs. Check this out. He was also, after that, he went straight from there to being, with no experience, the 74th United States Secretary of the Treasury. From when is this? Oh, 2006 to 2009? Oh, wait a minute. That time frame sounds familiar. What happened? Oh, yeah, that's right. The Great Recession, the housing market crash. I wonder if Goldman Sachs had any hand in that happening. Yes, they did. And guess who knew? Boom, boom, boom. He absolutely knew. And you know what? It's no coincidence that he gets out right at the top of the market to get out of Goldman Sachs and come in to the Secretary of Treasury with no experience. He just gets to go in there. And you know what happens here? Because he goes from Goldman Sachs to the Secretary of Treasury, you know what benefit he gets right off the bat? He has to sell all his Goldman Sachs stock, etc. Oh, he has to sell it because I can't have a conflict of interest being the Secretary of the Treasury. Oh, poor you. But you know what? We'll let you sell it all tax-free. He gets to sell all his shit at the top of the market tax-free. That made him $50 million, saved him $50 million in a tax bill. And he gets to go over here and direct all of this stuff because he knows a crash is coming. He knows the shady, crappy CDOs and mortgage-backed BS securities that he has floating out back here. And he wants to protect his company and all his buddies. And he comes over here to be the secretary in this time frame. Do you think that's a coincidence? Do you seriously think that's a coincidence? And how did he get the job? Bush gave him the job. Are you kidding me? Do you think that that's just, he's just the best qualified guy for the job? We went through everybody and he just seems to be the best. No. Inside jobs. Not just him. We're talking about presidents. We're talking about politicians. We're talking about everybody. This game is not set up for us to win. It is rigged against us. It is rigged. So the best we can do is level up our skills. We can help ourselves the best we can because none of those people are going to help us. Throw a 1 in the chat if you're with me. Throw a 1 in there. You got to help yourself, guys. You got to help yourself. Let's go back to the chart here real quick. Let's look at ETH. By the way, do you know how much money me and my community have been able to make when the prices go down? You know why? Because we know how to do it. Do you think that you're not taught how to do this stuff? If you want to learn how to profit when price goes down, click the link in the TikTok bio and go take my masterclass. Go take that masterclass. 2.5 hour class, you get instant access to it. Here's ETH. ETH came all the way up here to this blue line. What's this blue line? 200 week moving average. We had a sell signal come in, boom, down goes price. Now we've printed a dot down here telling us we might have some support. We obviously have evidence of resistance back here. Now I think we might have some support. I see some people asking about the indicator, the buy-sell label and the momentum wave. If you want to get the indicator, click the link in my TikTok bio. And you can get the indicator right here, Lever Atlas Trading Indicator. So looking at ETH, it looks to me like we're finding some support. How do I take the class? Just click the link in my TikTok bio right here. And go take the class. Here's the class right here. Click the link, it'll take you over there. So it looks to me like we're maybe finding some support. Let's go down to the 1 hour here. What do we think? Thanks for everybody hitting that follow button. Let's see here. Yeah. I mean, it looks like to me like we're maybe hitting some kind of bottom here. Look at this right here. So this is a teaching moment. Look at this. So we're coming up to a major resistance level. That's what this blue line is, the 200-week moving average, right? Look at this. High, right? Similar highs. Look at this. Look at the momentum waves. They don't match. What happens? Sell signal, boom, down it goes. Now we're down here. We don't have something like that yet, but this is starting to see what looks more like a hidden bullish divergence, potentially, right? We have a low and a higher low, a low and a higher low. And look at this. The waves aren't quite matching. To me, this looks like maybe we're finding short-term support, right? Right here. We had resistance. Now we're finding some support right here is what it looks like to me. All right, let's go to, what else we want to look at? I see someone throwing XRP. Let's go take a look at XRP. Where's XRP going today? Let's go to the 4 hour time frame. What's this yellow line right here? Very important to know this. What's this yellow line? 200-day moving average. Look how price is just kind of gravitating around it, right? You can see over here, we did have a bit of a bearish divergence, right? We have a high and a higher high, momentum wave shifting, but they didn't quite get overbought. So I probably wouldn't have taken that, but it did play out. Sell signal came in, that worked out pretty well. Buy before it was good, sell good, sell good, buy, that's a loser, sell winner, buy loser, sell winner, buy winner, sell winner, buy loser, sell winner, buy winner, sell winner, buy loser, sell winner, buy winner, sell winner, buy winner. Not bad. Not bad. If you want to get that indicator, I see a lot of people asking about it. Click the link in the TikTok bio, and you can get the indicator right here. Plus, you get access to the Discord where we're doing stuff like this. Here's our profit board page, right? I can just scroll and scroll and scroll. And these are people that didn't know how to do any of this stuff. Right back here, I can just scroll and scroll and scroll, and we're all profiting when price goes up and down without having to buy anything. We're getting free crypto because the price goes down. Take this masterclass. If nothing else, if you don't know how to make money when price goes down, take this masterclass. I mean, we're over here getting free crypto when price goes down. That sounds not real. I feel like I would know about that. Oh, would you? It's not taught anywhere, right? Hard to find this information. This is information that people like this guy knows, right? This is closer guarded stuff. Sorry, I'm just fired up today. I'm just fired up. Let's look at XRP. What do we think here? I gotta get some coffee. Hold on. What do we got? What do we got? So finding some support right here. Looks like it wants to turn around. Maybe it's finding some support right here. Let's go down to the 1 hour. Let's see if we can see something better. Check this out. So this looks about in line. Looks like we're down here at this support level. Decent chance we're seeing some support in the markets right now. We may have a little bit of a green bump coming up. I'm not necessarily expecting a big one. Do you know if I can sign up with Bybit? Yeah, you need to not be in Indiana. You need to, when you sign up, say you're somewhere else, right? They don't care. Anyways, what am I doing here? So XRP looks at, because look at this. Actually, we're printing what looks like maybe a bullish divergence. Look at this, a low and a lower low, a low and a lower low, right? But the waves aren't matching because we have a wave down here and a higher wave. So price is going down, but momentum is seeming to shift up. This does look bullish to me. This does look bullish to me. What else do we want to look at? What else do we want to look at? I saw quant. Let's take a look at quant. What do we got for quant? What do we got for quant? Let's see here. 200-day moving average, it seems to be moving along that right there. We are getting kind of a price consolidation, right? It's getting squeezed. Look at the momentum waves. Like here's another teaching moment. Watch this. There's a high, right? There's a high and a higher high. High, higher high, wave, smaller wave. See that? Price going up, momentum going down. What happens? Sell signal, boom, down. What are we getting over here so far? Hard to tell. We're right around that zero line. Let's go to the 1 hour, see if we see something on that lower time frame. Let's see. What do we think? Yeah, looks like price kind of consolidating right here at this area. You can see this area. Price is kind of gravitating around at about right where the price is right now. Hard to tell. May go up, may go down. It's pretty 50-50 right here. Hard to tell. I give it to the upside because we do have momentum moving up and we are at this level. This makes sense to me that maybe it pops up a little bit. That's what it looks like to me. What indicator is that? So the indicator, if you want to get the indicator, the buy sell label and the momentum wave, click the link in the TikTok bio, my TikTok bio, and you can get the indicator right here. In addition to that, you also get access to the private Discord where we post our trades, and we're doing stuff like this every day, right? Look at that. Degimon getting free ETH when the price goes down. Smith getting free XRP when the price goes down. Ranjit getting Tether when the price goes down. Sol getting USDT on all that. Anyways, you get access to all that too as being a Lever Atlas member, which is right here. So going back over to quant, I think it, if anything, looks maybe a little bullish. I think we're finding some. Support across the markets is kind of what it looks like to me. Let's see here. What else do we want to look at? Let's go to Matic. Let's go to Matic. What do we think about Matic? Let's see here. Matic, looking at it, I mean, we're making higher lows. We're down here at this bottom. This looks like support to me. It looks to me like, yeah, this is looking like it wants to bounce up. To me, this looks like a long opportunity on the 4 hour, so I think we're going to have a bit of a green wave. What do we see on the 1 hour? Look at this, right? We had price going up, 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 and momentum going down, 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 and then it broke, right? Because that was clearly a shift. It was finding resistance, momentum moving down, boom, broke. Now, this isn't a clear signal that we found support, but looking at the recent past price stuff with the 4 hour too, looks to me like this probably, I think a long is a decent opportunity here. What's the chart you're using at the bottom? So this momentum wave and these buy sell signals are all the same indicator. It's called Lever Atlas. Click the link in my TikTok bio and you can get it right here. And if you don't know how to profit when price goes down, take this masterclass. It's a 2.5 hour class, right? I took 2.5 months making this thing, teaching you how I get Bitcoin and other cryptos for free when price goes down, how I get Tether when price goes down, how I profit when price goes down. Talk about a skill that you need to have in your tool belt. Go take that class. I have it on sale. It's only $20. $20, what is that? The cost of a beer at a football game. The cost of a cheap lunch. Are you kidding me? Go take that class. And it supports the channel. What else do we want to look at? So Matic looks like it wants to go up. Let's go to Cosmos. What do we got with Cosmos? So we had this go on. Look at this. Teaching moment. Look at this. There's a low and a lower low. See that? Low, lower low. Look at the waves. They don't match. The waves should look like this down here, but they don't. That's showing us momentum is shifting up. Let's follow it up. What happened? Boom, went up here to this resistance level. And now it drew a little line here showing us bearish divergence, which is the opposite of this. This is bullish divergence. This is bearish divergence, which this one was good. Look at that. High, look, high, higher high, high, higher high. Hold on, I hit a button. High, higher high, and the waves are shifting. What happens? Boom, down we go. Very important stuff. Very important stuff to know about divergences, no doubt about it. What about chain link? We haven't stopped. We haven't looked at the 1 hour yet on Cosmos. Let's go to the 1 hour. What do we have here? Momentum's going up. To me, it looks like Cosmos does want to go up. Let's go to chain link. Let's go to chain link. Chain link coming down, momentum going up. Yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Look at this. Look at chain link. Look at this. We have this low and a slightly lower low. See that? Low, slightly lower low. Look at these waves, right? So this is going down, but momentum's going up. This looks like a bullish divergence to me. Plus it's at what? 653. That's a pretty decent support area. You can see it back here. Resistance, resistance broke through it. Support, support, support. I think it's got a green bounce. I think most of the markets, like if we go back to the crypto bubbles here, look, most things are red. When you see most things red, decent chance that some green is coming. Right? When we see most things green, decent chance some red is coming. To me, Link looks like a decent long opportunity on the 4 hour. Let's go to the 1 hour and see if we can time it. Oh yeah, look at this. Low, lower low, low, lower low. Look at the momentum waves. They're going the opposite direction. Momentum's making its way up, plus we're finding that support. Link looks like a really good long opportunity to me. That's what I think. Where do you get the buy-sell indicator? If you want to get the buy-sell indicator and the momentum waves, it's the same indicator. It's called Lever Atlas. It's my own indicator. Click the link in my TikTok bio and you can get Lever Atlas right here. And if you want to learn how we're getting crypto for free when price goes down, how we're profiting when price goes down, go take this masterclass. It's still on sale for only 20 bucks. Plus there's a $300 bonus that comes along with it. This is crazy. Like, you need to learn how to do this stuff. And if you don't want to learn it from me, fine, go learn it from somebody. But you got to learn how to do this, right? Don't you just hate watching your crypto go down in value? Don't you just hate watching everything go down? What if instead you could be like, oh, it's going down, no big deal, I'm profiting on the way down. Wow, what a revelation. Go take that masterclass. 20 bucks, I mean, you kidding me? Cost of a beer at a football game. You wouldn't have any problem probably dropping 20 bucks on one beer at a football game. Go level up your skills. So to me, Link looks like it wants to go up. I see someone put XLM. Let's take a look at XLM. What do you think about XLM? XLM, let's go to 4 hour. By the way, if you want to see my whole screen at all times, we are streaming live over here on YouTube. Daily Crypto Bull over on YouTube. Let's see here. I drew this descending triangle back here a while ago, and obviously we've broken through it, but now it's kind of using the bottom of that triangle as resistance, isn't it? Which is at about what? About what is it? About 8.4 cents, right? XLM here. We're looking at XLM. We're on the 4 hour. What do we think? It looks to me like momentum's trying to go up. Lever Atlas even drew a little line for us here, telling us that price wants to come up. Price is down here right now. Oh, this looks like actually kind of bullish to me. Let's go to the 1 hour. This looks like something to take a long on, in my opinion. We're seeing the same thing on the 1 hour, right? Price is going down. We're making lower lows, but momentum is shifting up. This to me, yeah. I mean, even going back all the way back over here, look at this, right? There's that low, and now we're making lower lows over here. Look at these wave difference, right? Price is going down, but momentum's clearly going up. This looks like a good long opportunity to me. That's what I'm kind of seeing across the board. Most things look like they're probably a good long opportunity, which makes sense because most things bled pretty hard the past 24, 36 hours. What else should we look at? Let's take a look at sand. Let's take a look at sand. Hold on, let me get some coffee. Sand's looking the same. Look at that. Low, low. Right? Similar lows, if not a lower low over here. Look at where the momentum waves are going. Sand is looking like it wants to go green. Doesn't mean it's going to go to the moon. Just means it's probably going to pop up a bit. My best guess would be it probably comes up to about right here. Right? What are we at right now? 54 cents. I think it'd probably come up to like 56, maybe 57 cents. That's what it looks like to me. Yeah. What's the indicator? The buy-sell label and the momentum waves, right? It's the same indicator. It's Lever Atlas. Click the link in the TikTok bio, and you get the indicator right here. With that, I provide you education and support also, right? You get my most comprehensive, it's gonna make me log in. Anyways, you get my most comprehensive trading course, and so that's the education. Hours and hours and hours of content, and you get access to our private Discord, right? Where I'm in and other experienced traders are in. Ask a question, you got it. You're going to get an answer. You're going to see what trades I'm doing. You're going to see what trades other people are doing, other things we're seeing. And here's what we're doing, right? Here's some members of the community. This is our profit board. Profit. And most of these people had no idea how to do any of this stuff. Not long ago at all. And here they are just profiting every single which way the market goes. They profit when it goes up. They profit when it goes down. Absolutely fantastic. If you want to check that out, if you want to learn how to do that, I suggest taking this masterclass first, right? $20 for this thing. I have it on sale for $20, plus you get a $300 bonus. Are you kidding me? What's there to risk here? What's stopping you from doing this? And you want to know what? I used to give this away for free. He should give it away for free. I used to give this away for free. You know what happened? Nobody watched it. This is a 2.5-hour masterclass. I spent 2.5 months making it. Guess what? The average watch time when I gave it away for free was 8 minutes. When I started charging for it, you know what happened? People actually watched it. The average watch time went up to almost 2 hours. And now people are getting results. Now people are actually watching it. Oh, he's giving it away for free. If I give this to you for free, you'll never push the play button. Pay $20, you'll actually push the play button and learn something. Remember that. When you pay attention, even if it's only $20. Plus you support the channel over here. Let me digress. I'm just fired up today, man. I'm just fired up today because of how corrupt everything is. This guy, he used to work at Goldman Sachs. Let's see here. He was one of the youngest. Just crazy. I want to show, look at this. He used to work at Goldman Sachs. He was one of the youngest people to have made partner at Goldman Sachs ever at 30 years old. Let me show you something else. So he left that job to go here and work with the Undersecretary Larry Summers to push through something called the Commodity Futures Modernization Act, which exempted over-the-counter derivatives from regulation. Remember that. Look at this. Fast forward a bit, 10 years. Look at this. Look what he says here. Gensler swore on 2009, 10 years later, we're going to work to urgently close the gaps in our laws to bring much needed transparency and regulation to over-the-counter derivatives. The guy that fought to make sure there was no regulation at all on this stuff is now coming out here saying, I'm going to fight to make regulation? Bullshit. These are the people running our government. These are the people setting the rules. You got to learn how to benefit yourself. No one's going to save you. You got to learn how to do stuff like this, how to profit when price goes down, because those guys are going to make the markets go down, and they make a lot of money, and they take it off the backs of you and me and regular people. You got to learn how to play that game. Go take this class. Anyways, I digress. Cardano. Price going down. Momentum seems like it's going up. I'm seeing across the board a lot of things. Looks to me like bullish divergence. Looks to me like we got a green wave coming in I would want to take a long. Do I have my Bybit account up? Hold on. Maybe we can take a trade. Look at this. Look at this over here. Here's a Filecoin trade I'm in. Look at this. I mean, it's on the testnet, but whatever. It's the same principle. It's Filecoin. Look at it. I got into Filecoin at $4.60. The price went down to $4.14. What happened? I'm up 101%. That's $23.50 because I made a rounding error. I'm actually meant to put in another zero. So it should be $235. But anyways, up 100%. Why? Because the price went down. Is there not a part of you that wants to learn how to do that? Check your pulse. If not, go take this masterclass. The link is in my bio. Maybe we should place a trade here today. What do we think? Cardano looks like a pretty good bet. I like this. I'm going to do a long. Put a 1 in the chat if you want to see me place a long. If you want to see me do a long trade, put a 1 in the chat. I'm assuming you guys are going to want to see that, so let's go over to, I'm going to pull up Cardano. Whoop, they're going to make me log in. Sorry, I apologize. I don't want, I'm streaming live on TikTok and YouTube, so I can't hide my login when I go to log in. Damn it. I don't know what else to do. Sorry, I can't place the trade. I can't place the trade. Because I don't want you, because then I'd be showing my login info. So sorry, I can't do that. Damn it. My apologies, seriously. I'll probably go live again later today. I'll get logged in and have it pre-logged in. Because it must have just logged me out. I mean, I used, yeah, never mind. Apologies, sorry. We'll do it later. What we would do is we would go over here, right? We would select isolated. Oh, shoot. Oh, actually, maybe it's not showing my password. Hold on. Maybe it's not showing. I don't want to show you my email either, though. I mean, my email is there for Lever Atlas members and members of my community. But I don't just want every single Tom, Dick, and Harry knowing my email addresses. Yep. Oops. Got to turn on my VPN. Hold on. So you got to use a VPN to do this stuff because they don't want to get hassled by the United States. Not that it's illegal for a United States citizen to do this, but these companies don't. It's illegal for them to operate in the United States. Why? Why? Because it doesn't serve this guy. People like this. That's why. It's not part of their system. That's the only reason. It's BS. So there I am logging in now. Here we are. Okay, let's go to the Cardano one. All right, what should we do? Let's go back over here. What do we got? We'll do a trade. So what should we get in at, right? So the bottom of this move was about 29.66. Right now we're at 30 cents. Looks like decent support to me right there. I kind of like where it's at. So I'm going to go over here to Bybit. Where are we at? We're at 30.17 over here on Bybit. I'm going to go to 30.16 so I can do a limit order. You always want to do a limit order and always isolated. And I'll do, 1,000? Let's do 1,000 ADA. So we're putting up 100 ADA, which is 301, and we're going to do 10x leverage. So we're going to trade with a power of 3,016. I'm going to select this right here, buy along, and we're going to set a stop loss. This is how you stop yourself from getting wrecked. This is how you stop yourself from getting wrecked. This. I talk about that and so much more in this 2.5-hour masterclass. You'll get instant access to it. It's yours to keep. You can watch it over and over, and I suggest you watch it at least 2 or 3 times because it is just packed with content. So much stuff in there you don't even know that you don't know, right? I'm showing you this, but this is a drop in the bucket of what's going on. You need to learn more things to be able to do this successfully. So a stop loss, right? We're going to do a long, so that means we profit when price goes up. So if it goes down, it goes against us, right? So I think down here, I'd want to be a little below that wick. So I'm going to go with about 29.60. About 29.60 as my stop loss, right? 0.2960. That's going to be my stop loss. I'm going to open a long, confirm. And what that does now is that goes right here into active orders. Active orders, right? So the price is at 30.17, right? When it goes, but my order is at 30.16. So when this goes down, 1/1,000th of a 100th of a penny. When it goes down 100th of a penny, it'll get filled and it'll move over here into active positions, right? Active positions like we have with Filecoin right now. But this Cardano one is a long, so we profit when price goes up. Filecoin, this is a short, so we profit when price goes down. As you can see, we got in at $4.60. It's down to $4.14, so we're up almost 100%. Wait a minute. It only went down like 10%. How are you up 100%? Because I did 10x leverage. That's why. And I have a stop loss, right, at 458. So look at that. I got in at 460. I profit when price goes down, and my stop loss, I moved it to 458. So you know what that means? I can't lose money on this. This is a risk-free trade, and as a matter of fact, I'm going to move that stop loss down even more to lock in even more profit. I haven't taken any profit out of this because it's a testnet trade. I use this for demonstration purposes. But in my normal trading, I take profit in increments through strategy. I talk about that in this masterclass, how to take profit, how to protect your downside, how to enter, how to exit. What is all of this? How does this stuff work? 2.5-hour masterclass, packed with content. Watch it multiple times. It's still on sale for only $20. What's your risk? What's your risk here? $20. That's the cost of a beer at a football game. You're going to get a hell of a lot more out of this than a beer at a football game. And if you're going to make some funny joke about that, save it. Get off the stream. This will get a beer. Well, you can get a beer and it if you want to. Point is, I make it super cheap. But like I said, I used to give this away for free. This whole master took me 2.5 months to make this thing. I was giving away for free. But you know what happened? No one watched it. They never pushed the goddamn play button because they had nothing to lose. They had no incentive. Right? Other than, it's good information. Yeah, well, life gets to you. But if you spend a little bit of money, when you pay attention. And I started charging just a little bit for it. And you know what? Most people now watch it more than once. Average watch time went from 8 minutes to almost 2 hours because I started charging for it. And now people actually spent a little bit of money and they want to get their money's worth and they actually have invested something. Remember that next time you think that you want everything for free. Remember that. You're a human. Human psychology doesn't work like that. When you get stuff for free, you don't value it. When you pay for it, you value it a lot more. So going back over here, did this get filled yet? No, it didn't get filled. Let me alter this, take this stop loss here. Now I'm just going to leave it where it is. It's a test net trade anyways. I'm just going to leave it where it is because I like leaving it up for demonstration so you can see what an active trade looks like, right? And then we have an active order, which hasn't gotten filled yet. Anyways, let's go back to the charts. We'll check on that in a little bit. So that's what Cardano looks like. What else do we want to look like? Thanks for all the follows coming in. Tex Recon, how do you find the testnet trade area? You just type in Bybit testnet, but I really I don't actually suggest using it. Because it's kind of wonky, to actually develop your skill. You can, but it might frustrate you because the numbers aren't identical and the way that they have the liquidity in here isn't the same. I suggest instead to practice trading. Trade with a very small amount of money, a very like $5. You're going to get a lot more out of that than the testnet. I mean, use it if you want to, right? Testnet.bybit. But I suggest just trading with a very, very tiny amount of money to develop your skill because that's what this is all about. Hear me on this. This isn't about getting rich. I'm not saying, hey, come over here. We're making shitloads of money when it's going down. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is come develop this skill so that you don't get fucked by everything going down. Because you know what? Things go down. Guys like Gary Gensler, et cetera, are going to make sure that always happens. It's rigged against you and me and regular people. But you got to learn how to play the game. You got to develop your skills, right? Just buying low and selling high. That's all about it. Everybody knows. Everyone's out here zagging. You got zaggers and zigs. You got zags over here. All they're doing is trying to buy low and sell high. And that's the only play they have. It's the only tool in their tool belt. Those people aren't going to win. You need to learn how to do multiple things. When profit when price goes up, okay. Well, how can you profit when price goes down? You got to add that skill into your tool belt. You got to have that play in your playbook because this is what happens in the markets. They go up and they go down and they go down fast. And when they go down, they can wreck you. But instead, if you can profit, if you can benefit when it goes down the same way when it goes up, that changes things for you. Me sitting out here, you know what I think? I sit here, do I prefer when markets go up? Yes, everyone's happier. It's a better time. But when markets go down, I'm not really affected by it much at all because I'm sitting here and I'm like, whatever, good time to accumulate. And I can sit here and accumulate crypto for free when the price goes down. I can sit here and profit when the price goes down. As a trader, I don't need the markets to go up, right? That's what the mainstream media and all these people try to put into you. We need the markets to go up. When are they going up? Here's some hopium that's going to go up. That screws you because that's bullshit. Those same people are doing what I teach in that master class. They know how to short. They know how to get in. They know how to get out. They know how to profit when stuff goes down, where your regular person has no clue. No clue. Go put that skill, that tool in your tool belt. Learn how to do this stuff. That's why I made that class. I took 2.5 months to make that class. Editing it, tweaking it. Could I say this a little better? How can I say this? That might be confusing. Let me edit that. I wrote scripts. I spent so much time making that and years of experience to be able to make it. Yours for $20. Are you kidding me? No problem dropping $20 on a beer at a football game, most people. But I got to sit here and I got to feel like I'm trying to beg people to just do something that is such clear benefit to them and is easy. Just watch a class. And the $20 supports the channel too. Anyways, I'm done. I'm moving on. Let's go back over here. So we're waiting for that. Let's go back over here to the charts here. I'm just fired up today, man. I'm just fired up today. If you want the indicator, which is the buy sell label and the momentum waves, that's available to you. You got to click the link in the TikTok bio, and you can get the indicator right here. But if I just give you the indicator, like you're not probably going to do great with it, right? I give you this indicator, like you're not going to do as good as if you have education with it and ongoing support. Would you agree with that? So when you join this, when you get the indicator, you actually join the Lever Atlas community and you get access to the private Discord where I'm in. I'm posting my trades. Other people are posting their trades. If you have a question, me or someone else in the community is going to answer it. And oh, let me see. People always ask me this. So check this out. People always ask me, they're like, let me see your balance sheet. How much are you making? Prove it, man. Prove it. And I'm like, who cares what I'm doing? What you should be worrying about is, am I helping other people do it, right? Am I helping other people go from zero to being able to do this stuff? That's what you should really be worried about, because you're not me, you're you. You're much more like the other people that I'm helping. Hold on. We have a profit board. Look at this. Every day we're posting this. Degimon, he had no idea how to do any of this stuff a few months ago. Now he's a moderator in the community. Here he is, earning free Ethereum because the price goes down. Price went from $12.91 down to $12.75. He didn't buy or sell anything. You understand that? He turned his crypto into more crypto because the price went down. Did you hear that? Is that making sense? Is that getting you excited? He made 24%. So what does that mean? And this is an ETH trade, so his profits are paid to him in ETH. He's getting free ETH because the price is going down. You heard me right. Look at this. Price went from $12.91 down to $12.75. So if he had 1 ETH up here, down here, he's got 1.24 ETH. Are you getting this? Are you getting this? As Calvin would say, are you paying attention? Who's paying attention? Are you paying attention? Are you getting this? Let's find another one. This is today. What is this? An hour ago. Here's another one, an hour and a half ago. Smith, he didn't know how to trade at all a few weeks ago. Here he is doing an XRP trade. Price went down. And the profits were paid in XRP. He's got more XRP. He just, for every 1 XRP he had in this trade, up here, price went down. Now he's got 1.22 XRP. What do we got? Here's Ranjit. Now this one, his profits are paid to him in Tether on this one. What happened? Price went down. He made 46%. So for every $1 of Tether he had up here, now he's got $1.46 because the price went down. And this is, I can just scroll. This is all, when is this? This is all today, right? I can just scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll. These are all people that had no idea how to do any of this stuff. You know where they started? Right here. And they joined the Lever Atlas community. They learned how to do this stuff. And you know what? You want to know something else about all this? About all this? This right here, all this is fun. This is fun. Playing this game, this is a game. It's fun. This game is fun. Some people ask me, they're like, hey, when, how much time do I got to spend on the charts? I just don't have a lot of time. And I'm like, dude, you're going to have trouble not looking at the charts, because this game is it's a game. And it's so goddamn fun. You're going to be reading charts, looking at charts, placing trades, taking longs, taking shorts. It's a fun game. But don't gamble. Don't go trying to hit home runs. You've got to stick to a strategy, and that's what I go over in the Masterclass. That's what I go over in the courses. That's what we help you with in the support, which is the private Discord channel. It's a fun game. It's not just about making the money. It's fun. Straight up, it's fun. It's addicting, frankly. So beware. So it looks like that Cardano trade got taken. We're down a little bit on it. Looks like we're down 30 cents on it right now. It went down a bit. That's fine. When I was looking at Cardano back here, I could see it coming down here, right? We put our stop down here, right? So when people trade, they get wrecked. No. Stop loss. Stop loss. I only take little losses. Little losses. There's only 4 outcomes that happen. There's only 4 outcomes that happen when I trade because I stick to a strategy. Guess what? Here's the 4 outcomes. Small losses. Yep, that's right. I don't win all the time. Small losses. small gains, medium gains, and big gains. Three sides of that equation is gains. One is small, and it's only small because I never take medium or big size losses. Why? Because I use a stop loss. When I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I get out as fast as possible. When I'm right, I ride it and maximize it. That's a strategy. And the strategy that I use, that I teach, allows me, and now I win more often than I lose, obviously. With that being said, the strategy I use allows me that if I lose more often than I win, I'm still profitable. Why? Because I control my risk. When I lose, I only lose a little bit. Small losses. When I win, bigger. Small, medium, and big gains, and only small losses. Now, you got to stick to that. Don't go chasing shit. I talk all about that. But that's what happens over there. I only allow those outcomes. So that's stacking everything in my favor. Now, with the different strategy, being able to use the indicator and reading the charts, I can usually win more. I usually win more often than I lose, right? But in case I don't, I can lose more often than I win and still be profitable because of a strategy. That's the type of stuff. Now, I have my own strategy. Other people have strategies. Lots of strategies work. What you don't want to do is you don't want to go learn that guy's strategy, her strategy, my strategy, their strategy, and try to make your own Frankenstein. You don't want to do that. You want to pick somebody. If it's me, awesome. I'm great. The community's great. But if you don't want that, go to someone else. But whoever you choose to learn this skill, stick to it. Whoever you pick, okay? Let me flip this back around. We'll come back and check on that. I expect that to turn around. And if it doesn't, oh well, very tiny loss. Let's see here. What else should we look at? What other crypto should we look at? I don't see any other cryptos in here. What else do you guys want to look at? You know what? We'll just flip it. We'll just talk. We'll just chit chat. Because you know what the markets look like? This is the thing. Like, I do this so much that I can go through and I can look at like 10 charts. And I can be like, oh, well, here's what the market's doing today. Because if one thing's going to do something, most things are going to do the same thing. You know what everything looks like today? Let me flip YouTube around here so they can see me in case they want to do that. Most things look like they're finding support and they're going to have a bit of a bounce. Are they going to go to the moon? Are they going to have a huge bounce? No idea. Doubt it, but I have no idea. What I can say is it looks like the probabilities, because we cannot work in certainties. Nobody is certain of anything, but we can work in probabilities. And for me, because I know how to read the charts, right? Probability looks like we're getting into a good long opportunity. That's what it looks like to me based on the time frames I use, right? 100,000 RSR as of right now. Is that, what's RSI? I forget. Bitcoin's going to 12K. I think very possible. I think it could go lower than that because 2023, 2023, man. I think at least the first half of 2023. Let me get a little light on me. The first half of 2023, I think looks nasty because all these interest rate hikes that we've had, right? All these interest rate hikes that we've had haven't really had a chance to work their way through the system. You might have heard that before. What does that mean? What does that mean when people say work their way through the system? What does that mean? Here's what that means. Let me give you one example. So companies, there's a lot of companies that are referred to, that I would refer to anyways, as zombie companies. Zombie companies. What's a zombie company? Stay here. Don't go anywhere. You want to hear this. You want to know what's going to happen in 2023? Hear this. Let me explain this. 2023. So there's zombie companies. What's a zombie company? A zombie company is a company that doesn't make profit, but it keeps going on living off of taking on more and more and more debt. They take on more debt to pay their employees, to pay their rent, to pay their marketing, to pay all their expenses, but they're not making profit. As a matter of fact, Michael Burry made a post the other day. I like Michael Burry, I definitely do. So he saw about 260 companies in the stock market, 260, that have a market cap of over $1 billion. So What's a market cap? That means that's the valuation of the company. That's what the company's valued at. It's valued at $1 billion or more. In that particular case, those 260 were between $1 billion and $10 billion, and I think about 30 of them were over $10 billion. Of those 260 companies that are valued at $1 billion, guess what? Every single one of them is losing over $100 million a year. How do you operate a business if you're losing $100 million or more a year? And how are you worth $1 billion or more and you're losing over $100 million a year? You're living off debt. You're a zombie company. Guess what? As interest rates have been going up, they have to take on the debt if they can even get it anymore. And they're going to be paying a lot more money. Doesn't that just sound like a ticking time bomb? They don't make money, and they're taking on crap loads of debt and more debt at higher interest rates. Doesn't that sound like that's just going to fall apart? Yeah, of course it is. Heading into a recession? The Fed is doing quantitative tightening, sucking money out of the economy, raising interest rates, and these companies didn't make money when money was being given out like it was ice water? How are they going to survive now? They're done. People, they can't even get debt. No one will give them money. They're going under. You want to know an example? Here's an example of one. Let me show you this. Let me show you something. YouTube, let me flip you back around. Let me show you something. Check this out. Carvana. You guys know who Carvana is? You guys throw one in the comment. Do you know who Carvana is? Carvana is currently worth about almost $1 billion. Almost $1 billion. Let's pull up the Carvana chart. Carvana. Let's pull up the Carvana chart. Let's go to the weekly. What's the all-time high? Here's the all-time high of Carvana. When did that happen? About right here. What date? August 2021. Let's follow it over. What was that price at per share of Carvana? $385. $385 at its height in August 2021. So if Carvana is worth about $1 billion right now, that's what its share is right now. Look at this. So by the way, apparently right now it's worth $539. Let me refresh this page. There you go. It's worth $1 billion. Each share is at $540 right now. Its all-time high back in August 21, just a little over a year ago, was close to $400. Okay, and now here we are at $5. You guys heard of Carvana? I'm sure you have. They had a lot of commercials. They deliver cars, car vending machines, all this weird shit. So they've dropped down in value basically like 99%, right? This is a company. How is this company worth $1 billion? You want to know what their money flow is? Their cash flow? Their profit? Their profit, they're losing well over $100 million a year. Well over. How are they valued at $1 billion? Carvana is like the poster child for what I'm talking about here. Carvana, open door. So many companies are just going to go bankrupt in 2023. Rising unemployment, panic in the stock market and in all markets in the world, recession. Crazy. That's what's going to happen in 2023. Can't be certain, can't work in certainties, but the probability is very high. It's like I'm watching a football game. The score is 99-0, and there's 1 minute left in the game. I'm like, yeah, I mean, maybe in some crazy, unbelievable world, the other team could win, but the probabilities are like basically 100% that these companies are going under, bankrupt. What's that going to do to the economy? What's that going to do to unemployment? What's that going to do to the markets? Panic, recession, unemployment. That's what 2023 has in store for us. In all probability, in my opinion. Okay? What else can I say? Let me show you something else too. But the Fed's going to pivot. But the Fed's going to pivot. But the Fed's going to pivot. What about when the Fed pivots? Do you notice, right? Listen, when everyone's zagging, I like to zig. Are you with me? Do you understand that? The thing is, most people zagging don't know they're zagging. They don't know. You can be zagging and you don't know. It's so easy to miss it. Think about the main narrative going on out here. What's the main narrative? What's everyone know? What 2022, I swear to God, the most said word in the financial world anyways is pivot. Pivot. Everybody is constantly looking at the pivot. When's the pivot going to be? Here's the pivot. When's the pivot? The pivot's going to come. The Fed's going to have to pivot. They're going to pivot. They're going to pivot. They're going to pivot. They're going to pivot. They can't keep up with this. Pivot, 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 pivot. They're distracting you. They're distracting you. Because the reality is, look over here, everything will be okay. We're going to pivot one day. We're going to pivot one day. Everything's going to be okay. We're going to pivot. Everything over here. Well, what if? Has anyone said, well, what if they pivot and we don't go up? What if they pivot and we go down? Have you heard anyone say that before? Huh? What if they pivot and it goes down? Huh? What do I mean by pivot? When the Fed starts lowering interest rates. That should send the markets back up, right? Easier monetary conditions, right? That's what everyone keeps saying. When's the pivot? Pivot, pivot, pivot. It's coming. Here's the pivot. We're planning for the pivot. They're constantly, everything that makes the market go up is anticipation of the pivot. What if I said to you that the pivot means we're going to go down lower? Isn't that a zig when everyone else is over here zagging? Well, I mean, that doesn't make any sense. Blah, blah, blah. Let me show you something. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. 1969, Fed pivoted. They lowered interest rates. What happened? Went down 36%. 1973, Fed pivoted. Lowering interest rates. What happened? We went down 48%. 1981, Fed pivoted. Lowered interest rates. What happened? Down 27%. What? 2000, Fed pivoted. Started lowering interest rates. What happened? 51%. 2007, Fed pivoted. Lowered interest rates. Brought them to zero. What happened? 58%. Did you realize that the Fed pivoted in 2019 and then we had a recession? Sure, the markets went up for a little bit. Yeah, but that's the pandemic. Dude, we were already heading into a recession. You see this blip right here? This is why the Fed decided to pivot, because it realized that we were going to go down. And it said, oh, we don't want to do that. Powell's newer to his job. He's like, I don't want to, I don't want to do any of that. Trump's putting pressure on him. And he's like, I want to do a good job, guys. And so he lowered it and it went up. And then we had, boom, down, pandemic, boom. Well, yeah, but that's an outlier. Dude, we were already heading into a recession. This was holding up something that was completely crumbling apart. This was using duct tape to hold something that was literally disintegrating. And then we dropped, and then they dropped interest rates here to zero because they were already dropping them. Then they brought them to zero and pumped up $6 trillion. That's what made this go up. Printing $6 trillion. That's what made this go up, pushed it up. This is an artificial move. So there probably will be a Fed pivot in 2023. What do you think is going to happen? Look what's happened every time for over 50 years. 6 pivots, all went down from 27 to 58%, call it an average of about 40%. Is this time going to be different? We can't work in certainties. We do work in probabilities. If the 6 times they pivoted in 50 years, every time the market went down, and not just a little bit, do you think this time really is going to be different? What do they say? The most dangerous words in investing are? This time is different. That's what they say over and over. And I can't disagree, because we do the same things over and over. They look different, but they come from the same place, the same intention, the same greed, basically, and they lead to the same outcomes. So think about it. Think about this. Hear this. Do not leave the stream. Share this video. Give me some likes. Hit that follow button if you haven't. And if you think this is good, come further into my world. Go take that Masterclass. Go join Lever Atlas. This is nothing. I work my ass off for my community. Anyways. Now, if the Fed pivots, what do you think? Because here's the other thing where they're all zagging. Look over here. Fed's going to have to pivot. They're going to have to pivot. Well, why are they going to have to pivot? Why would Powell pivot? If yesterday, did that sound like a guy that wants to pivot? Did that sound like a guy that would almost rather die than pivot? That's what I heard. They not only we had inflation go down a ton in 2 straight months of beating expectations and beating the pants off expectations. Fantastic. Everyone thought Powell was going to come out and be a little like softer. He wasn't. What'd they do? They did the 50 basis point hike, but then you know what they did? They said, yeah, we're going to slow the pace of hikes, but we're actually going to raise them higher than we anticipated. We're going to go from 4.6. We're probably going to do about 5.1 now. Markets just went boom. And you see the stock market today? Boom. Because Powell, the last thing in the world he wants to do is pivot. Why? He's a human. What does he care about most? His own values. What does he value? His legacy. He doesn't want to be remembered as the guy that couldn't beat inflation, that caused this big problem, because they caused it too. Well, he's a big part of it. And it was too late to act. And now he wants to be the guy that's remembered like Paul Volcker, the most revered Fed chair of all time. He wants to be remembered like that. That is what Powell cares about. He cares about beating inflation, but because of his legacy, his credibility, what people will say about him. Do you think by the way, this is the last term, I believe, he can be the Fed chair. So he doesn't have anything to lose. He wants to go down as a guy that's remembered highly and regarded highly. So he needs to beat inflation. And if we get into a recession, not as big of a deal as not being the guy that couldn't bring down inflation, because the Fed has two mandates. Money stability, so no inflation, and employment. So this guy doesn't want to until inflation comes down to what he said, 2%. Are you with me so far? Because that's what he wants. That's for his legacy. That's for him. So, do you think that by the time we get anywhere near that trajectory, where it starts to look very probable that we'll get to 2%, where do we got to be? We probably got to be in the threes, at least the low fours. How long do you think that's going to take? How much longer do you think the economy and these zombie companies, especially, even just slightly profitable or okay companies, can endure this high interest rate? It's ticking. It's a ticking time bomb. And you know what's going to happen when the Fed pivots? He's not going to pivot because it's a nice environment and look at, we got this soft landing and inflation seems to be cooled down. We can bring down the interest rate a little bit now. Here you go, guys. I just want to give you a little something back. We're through the storm. No. That's one scenario, right? Where we get a soft landing, everybody's good, inflation's down, yay, hey, parades in the street. Now we're going to lower interest rate a bit to go back to the growth cycle. That's the zagging. That's the story everybody's having you believe. And see what I mean? Like you're over here in the zags and you don't even know it. I'm telling you, zig. Join the zigs. Why? Because if Powell, the second scenario, why would Powell pivot? Why would he start lowering interest rates? Because the world is burning and we're going to have a collapse. And he has to, because now the collapse is so awful looking that it's actually a bigger deal than inflation, and he has to pivot to try to start to put out the fire. Pull out his little garden hose to put out a forest fire. In the same way that raising interest rates, it takes a while to work its way through the system and we start to see and feel the effects. It takes time. The same way works in reverse. When they start lowering interest rates and probably having to print money again, which they really don't want to do, believe me, if they pivot, it will be a lowering in interest rates, not a printing of money. You think that they don't want to lower interest rates? He would rather die than print money again, because that's the cause of inflation. When he pivots, he has to. And we're already going to be on momentum trajectory going down. We're going to have things falling apart, everything like that. And so it's going to take time for that to give us a safe a catch net. It's going to be lower. That's why every pivot I showed you up there, things went down a lot more because they were already on a fast trajectory velocity down. And then they started pivoting, trying to pull up on the brakes, trying to use their garden hose to put out the forest fire. That's what's going to happen in most probability. And if people were telling you the truth, this is what they would be saying. But all the people you're listening to on CNBC and the money managers, they want to keep your eyes over here in the Zag crowd. Whoa, things are bad right now. Ooh, he's raising interest rates. It's going down. Yeah, maybe 2023 doesn't look good, but I do think a pivot will come. And then they end right there. End. I think the pivot will come at this time. End. They don't elaborate. I'm saying, yeah, the pivot will probably come when you guys are saying, but things will be burning to the ground when they pivot. And that's why they'll pivot. And even those guys say that. They go, because they'll break something. They'll pivot because, they'll break something and they have to. But then they leave it open like the market's going to go up, and that's what they lead you to believe. So they're telling the truth up to that point. But the reality is, just like it shows all through history, the last 50 years that I'm looking at here, every pivot led to a much further decline. Because by the time they pivoted, it was too late, damage had been done, and it had to go down more because things bigger than just the interest rate were happening. Businesses collapsing, unemployment rising, GDP declining, recession, those types of things. Rigged ass system. It's a rigged ass system. Gary Gensler, he was a partner at Goldman Sachs, worked his way up, one of the fastest people to get there. By the time he was 30, he was a partner at Goldman Sachs. Then he left to go work in the government under the undersecretary, Larry Summers, which is another same guy just like him. And they pushed hard in 1999 and 2000 to push through a piece of legislation, an act, and the main focus of it was to exempt, no regulation, to keep regulation away, let the wild, wild west continue, of over-the-counter derivatives trading. If you know what derivatives are, which I'm not against derivatives, I'm not against leverage, but there being no rules on the most gambling, toxic thing, volatile thing in existence, that doesn't make any sense. That's like it being August in the forest and everything's dry, just waiting to go up in flames and saying, yeah, we're not going to try to stop you from making fires. Go make all the fires you want. Have a bonfire. That sounds fun. And then 10 years later, because of that, the financial crisis happens because of this unregulated derivatives trading, which is what they did with the financial instruments called CDOs, which were a bunch of junk mortgage bonds put into a package that they kept swapping back and forth to each other, just selling shit. And then they also took out credit default swaps, which were insurance policies against their shit. So that they were making money selling the shit, and they knew it was shit. They're like, it's shit. Let's go get, and no one else knows it's shit. Let's go buy insurance policies on the shit, so when it burns, we get paid for it being shit. Oh, amazing. Both sides. That's exactly the conversation. And Gary Gensler knew this. And he quoted as saying, we're going to push through regulation for, to regulate over-the-counter derivatives. You think he really cared to do that? No. He was the guy, he was one of the main people that made it unregulated. And then when it was shown that there must be some regulation, he took control to make sure it was still very low regulation. This is the guy running the SEC. So you think he's coming after crypto because he need to regulate crypto? Ooh, it's so risky. We're trying to protect the consumer. He has a history of absolutely having no care for that, actually being exactly against that. This is everybody. This is all these people. Almost all these people. Majority. Anyone you see that comes from Wall Street or financial institution and comes into work in government, they're not there to serve you or your family or the country. They're there to serve themselves and the banks. Their buddies. That's it. The future, to hell with it. They can get rich as shit now and keep control of this thing that's very good for them. This guy sounds cynical and skeptical and conspiratorial. Nope. That's just like literally, that's what it is. It's not even up for debate. It's just not even up for debate. It's clearly what it is. Crypto is going to be another source of money. It's another way to transact. And crypto is blockchain technology. I think something you guys would do very well to do is change your verbiage to blockchain technology because it's technology. And it provides transparency and less centralization, decentralization, which is the problem, big problem that we have going on here. Shit for transparency and complete centralization of the rules of who can do what, of who can't do what, of controlling the outcomes. It's just crazy. It's got to stop. It's way past the point of got to stop. So that's why I'm bullish on blockchain technology, because of the decentralization aspect, and it really does bring power back to the people because it disperses the power. It really does. Distributed ledger technology sounds good to me. Rican, I agree. That's fine by me. That's cool by me. I like blockchain. I like distributed ledger, but not as the first thing, because people are familiar with the term blockchain, and I don't know. I don't think that there's a strong negative connotation to the term blockchain or blockchain technology. To crypto, there's a mixed bag of how people feel about it in terms of their initial response, you know what I mean? Because of what they heard. But blockchain is like, what's that? Or distributed ledger technology. Distributed ledger. These are like, these are education points. I mean, yeah. I mean, maybe so. I mean, I like distributed ledger technology more too. But then you got to explain why in a ledger. Yeah, either way, you got to explain to people why it's there. But in reality, you don't, I guess, because it's just got to be useful in their lives and easy to use, and that's what we're working on. What are your top 3 altcoins? I won't count Ethereum. Ethereum's the number one thing I buy, and then Bitcoin. Gala and Matic. And then after that, it's probably between Sand and XRP. Sand for actual like long-term adoption and use. XRP just because I think it's extremely undervalued because of the SEC case. Thank you, Gary. I just think it has a really good upside to it. That's just a pure financial play. It's not like I'm like XRP Army, it's the way. No, I think Sand is going to have a very much growing community. It's the Roblox of blockchain, really. Of the NFT. It's like the NFT version. Decentralized NFT blockchain version of Roblox, and Gala because it makes like literally most of the main blockchain games. As a matter of fact, the game that I'm by far the most bullish on, Gala makes. It's not done yet. A lot of them aren't done. Some of them are. I only see announcements on your Discord. Jimmy, if you just joined, I have to add you in so that you can see. So that you can get added into the Lever Atlas channel on the profit board. Jimmy, I believe I saw a notification that you just joined Lever Atlas. So when I get done with the live stream, because it's a private channel, right? When I give you the link, I still have to add you in. So I'll add you in after the stream. Actually, maybe I can do it right here. Go to Lever Atlas. I think I can maybe add you in right here. No, I don't show member list. On my phone, I can add you in. How do I do it here? Can I? Yeah, I'll just add you in when I get off. I know how to do it from my phone. I don't know why it's not easier right here. Click Lever. Yeah, I'll add you in there though. I see you in the general. So I'll add you in. What Gala games are good? I agree. You're good. Yeah, solid, Jimmy. And be sure to be active in there, Jimmy. Like that Discord, it's no joke. It's very welcoming. Very welcoming. And it's so valuable. Be in there. Don't be afraid to ask questions. None of this, no one should be in a hurry, right? Because this is a lifetime skill that we're learning about here. Being able to trade the markets. Profit when price goes down. Profit much more than buying low and selling high when the price goes up, right? And we get crypto. We're able to turn our crypto into more crypto when the price goes down. And we're able to turn our crypto into more crypto when the price goes up without buying anything. Can we buy XRP yet? I use Uphold to buy XRP? In America, no. The American exchanges can't, which is just total bullshit. Why shouldn't I be allowed to just buy what I want to buy? Just total bullshit. Where? Oh, Gary. Oh, Gary. Fuck you, Gary. All right, y'all. I'm going to pop off here pretty quick. Throw a 1 in the comments if you want to learn how to profit when price goes down. I'll show you where you can do that. Do you like VXV and Singularity Net? I don't know much about it. I'm very focused on blockchain gaming, and I'm not a gamer. It's just so obvious to me through all my analysis that that's the category within all of crypto that will be, that's the most undervalued based on where it's going to go in at least the midterm. But I think that blockchain gaming will be the dominant model of gaming within the next 5 to 10 years. And I think it's just going to keep growing and growing and growing like crazy because it has real use, and it's just so much better for the consumer, for the actual user. But if you want to learn how to profit when price goes down, just click the link in the TikTok bio here and go take this masterclass. It's only $20. 2.5 hour class, instant access to it, yours to keep, watch it over and over. Who in their right mind doesn't want to learn how to do this? Right? I mean, where's our profit board here? I mean, this is today. This is the newest one. Degimon, price went down. He got free ETH. He made 25% on his money almost because price went down a few bucks. Smith, he got XRP because the price went down. That was today. Ronnie got Tether, paid to him when the price went down. There's Soul. That's Hector. Hector just joined like a week or two ago. He's sitting here profiting when price goes down. Crypto Rican, I think she's in the stream here. Profiting when price goes down. Cardano, profiting when price goes down. XRP. This is our profit board. We only put this up like 2 weeks ago, and I could just scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll with all the people posting their profits. If you want to learn how to do that, go splurge and spend a whole $20 on this masterclass. Plus, you support the channel. Yeah, that price will be going back up whenever I get off my lazy butt to change it. Plus, there's a $300 bonus that comes along with it. When Metaverse games hit console, it will be crazy. That's a really good point. That's a really, really good point. How will that get integrated? I suppose consoles already connect to the internet, so that seems doable. Faster than I was thinking. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, computer versions are the easiest to onboard, but like, there's like, the games that we saw during the bull market, those aren't really games. They were just like, they were like Lunar Lander. They were like Tetris. Like, they're nothing compared to what's coming and what's already out now, because we have like AAA high level games out right now that are launching or in beta or in alpha, and other ones that are coming down the pipeline. Like, there are so many resources going in and talent going into making amazing games that are on the blockchain. And why? Because the thing is, why? Why don't they just stay exactly as they are? Because in the way that games are now, you don't actually own anything, right? If I go play a game and I got a sword or I got a gun or whatever, I don't actually own it. The company owns it. It's in my account, but at any time they can just shut down my account, and I can never sell the thing. Like, what if I want to go play a different game and I just don't want to play this one anymore because I just want to move on to a different game? I've just kind of done my thing with this one. I should be able to sell my stuff, get my money back from my time put in the game, and take that money back into another game. You know, just move on. And not just be stuck and sunk into there. So that's one thing. Plus, we can have a real economy in there where there's an actual crypto coin that is very necessary and vital within the game to do transactions in the game, right? You got to buy bread. You got to buy Transportation, you got to buy somewhere to sleep, you got to do this transaction. There's all kinds of transactions you got to do in games. And so having a currency in the game is vital to the game and very useful and fun and necessary. But if you can also take that coin and take it all out of the digital world and bring it into the physical world and turn it into dollars or Bitcoin or ETH or whatever you want, what a benefit. And if I have a sword in the game that I play the game with, I level the sword up, it's now more valuable, it can do more stuff, and go out on more quests and get more of that coin, get more gold, do more things, conquer more things, have more fun, and maybe I level it up. I'm like, I'm gonna move on to a different game. I'm gonna sell this sword now. And maybe I paid $5 for the sword, and now after all the playing I've done with it, leveling up and making it more valuable, maybe it's worth $500. Cash it out. But it's not about making money. The game's not about making money. These games aren't about making money. They're about you being valued more as the player of the game. And it makes it more fun because these things do have real world value. There's more overlap with the digital and the physical world, the digital world and the real world. That's what's going in. That's what going into the metaverse is. It's not, oh my God, I'm here. I feel it. I don't even know about the physical world. I'm just here. That's not what it's about at all. It's about more overlap, going further into the digital world and having more overlap between the digital and the physical. And gaming is just the most obvious place for that to happen. And that's exactly where we're going. And also gaming, pretty recession proof, wouldn't you say? Because does the gaming world care about what the financial markets are doing, what the housing market is doing, or what the Forex market is doing, or what unemployment is, or what inflation rate is, or any of that shit? No. Because gaming, it only goes up and to the right. It never goes down. It only goes up. More and more people play games. More and more money goes into games. It only goes up. Do you wonder yet why this is the category within crypto, blockchain, that I pay the most attention to? Yeah, but we can go play this game and DeFi. Yeah, DeFi's great. But gaming, so much more fun. And so that's what I got for you. All right. I'm going to go. Whether it be from me or someone else, go level up your skills. Learn how to profit when price goes down. I have a masterclass. It's only $20. Go take it. 2.5-hour class. You can watch it instantly. Yours to keep. I suggest watching it over and over. Because you're going to see new, you're going to learn things every time you watch it. Because it's just packed with content. And Jimmy, I'll hop into the Discord and get you in that, okay? All right, y'all. See ya.